Hi, it's Dave Altavilla for HotHardware.com, and we're back again with the HTC Droid Incredible smartphone for Verizon Wireless. We want to give you a little bit more hands-on demo time with the device, but also compare it to Apple's new iPhone 4 in terms of features, performance, and functionality. We'll take a look at the iPhone 4 in our next video segment, but for now, let's take a look at the HTC Droid Incredible. It's based on a 1 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon processor and the Android 2.1 operating system. But what really sets this phone apart is HTC's Sense Touch user interface. Swipe down the unlock bar on the screen and you're greeted with a nice animation of today's weather on the home screen. Partly sunny skies in scenic Massachusetts here, world headquarters for HotHardware.com, but a really nice 3.7-inch AMOLED touch-sensitive screen with a native resolution of 480 by 800. On the front face of the device is the earpiece right here, and it's actually a kind of a red mesh screen. There's 4 buttons down the bottom here for search, back for like web browser back or perhaps navigating back through applications, a menu button, and a home screen button. And then there's also an optical joystick, sort of reminiscent in terms of placement and functionality for trackball users, perhaps you BlackBerry folks in the audience. And over here is a micro USB port. Standard volume rocker, okay, on the side, up and down. And on the top is a headphone jack and a power button. On the back of the device is an 8-megapixel digital camera with flash, and it also takes video. So nicely equipped. And let's take a look at some of the applications and software side of the HTC Droid Incredible next. The home screen on the HTC Droid Incredible is nicely organized, and it comes with some standard apps and widgets already installed in the home screen. Things like the Droid Marketplace, the web browser, your contact manager, messaging services, email, and the camera app are all pre-installed on the home screen, but you can go ahead and customize any number of widgets to be installed directly on your home screen for quick access. Things like Facebook, calendar, bookmarks, analog clock, whatever your heart desires. There's a number of different apps available, and of course you can download more from the Droid Marketplace, but you can install them directly on the home screen. Let's fire up the internet browser and we'll show you how the browser renders HotHardware.com, and it's actually pretty snappy. As you'll notice, it's also rendering our Flash ads, and so Flash is supported in the web browser, and as you can see, standard swipe, expand and pinch, zooming capabilities with multi-touch, and very responsive. We're going to click over to another web page here on the site. And we're over an 802.11n wireless connection right now, and as you can see, things are rendering quite fluidly and quickly, and pinch and zoom is just, it's right there. It's really responsive. And finally, one of the nicer features of the web browser application is if you tap this menu button here, up pops a number of different navigational elements like back and forward and add a bookmark, but you can also tap the Windows button, which allows you to quickly flick through any number of different instances of the web browser application that you happen to have open previously. You can quickly snap to that page that you had open. So real nice functionality for the web browser app, and of course you can also change the orientation of the device and have it render horizontally or vertically on the page. And the accelerometer is actually pretty responsive. Okay, so here we are in the HTC Droid Incredible's camera application, and it's actually really nicely set up. You can see we can select different modes. We got photo and video mode. Again, this is an 8-megapixel camera. You can adjust brightness, you can adjust contrast, saturation, and sharpness, and you can even apply different effects to the photo as well. Grayscale, sepia, negative, solarize, etc. So some really nice features there. You just tap on the screen to focus it and then press the optical joystick to snap the picture. Okay, so here we are on the home screen again, and let's go ahead and make this pinch motion, and we can show you the extended home screen. And what this is sort of a predefined set of home screens, if you will, for things like maybe you want to load in a contact that is always readily available, or perhaps some settings that you want to get to, like turning off Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. And again, these are all available on different tiles and what HTC calls the extended home screen. Let's go back to the main home screen now, and we can hit this up arrow, and now we can see all of the apps that we have installed on the device. And as you can see, we've got a number of different things, from Gmail to Facebook to the FM radio player, all available from this menu here. Going back to the home screen, let's look at some standard applications that come with the device. Let's look at the contact manager. It's actually quite nice. I'm going to pull up my personal contact, and here you can do things like set a default ringtone for that contact. You can go ahead and send that person directly to voicemail every time they call in. Hopefully you're not doing that to me, but that's a setting you can put on any contact, and you can go ahead and chat with them via text, or you can go ahead and send an email, or you can even check their updates on Facebook and Flickr. So some nice features already pre-built in to the HTC Droid Incredible. Let's look at some other features like mail and the music player next. Okay, and finally, let's give you a quick look at the music player interface on the HTC Droid Incredible. But we'll also do a little bit of multitasking. We'll play some music while we check Gmail. First, here's the player interface, standard issue album jacket view here. But you also can view your entire library from an artist view, from an albums view, from a playlist view. We haven't created any playlists yet, or from an entire library view just listed alphabetically. And you can go ahead and scroll through, pick a song. We've got some vintage Audio Slave here, and standard player functions like forward and back buttons to skip tracks. So nothing earth-shattering there, but you know, it's actually a nicely appointed music player interface, and you also can skip through tracks with this swipe motion as well and flip through track tiles that way. So again, a nicely appointed music player interface. We'll leave some Jack Johnson going here in the background, not too loud. Skip back to our Gmail app, and we've already actually pulled up an email, but here's an email here, and let's go back to the beginning of it. Unfortunately, you have to scroll down to the bottom of an email to get to the reply, reply all, or forward buttons. So a little bit inconvenient there, but let's go ahead and reply, and the QWERTY keyboard comes back up. And of course, you can view this horizontally or vertically, portrait or landscape mode there, and it changes orientation depending on the direction. The keyboard itself is very tactile. Autocomplete functions are there, and it gives you a quick little vibrate feedback response every time you hit a key. So nice functionality with the keyboard, and you know, good typing capability with the interface on the HTC Droid Incredible for Verizon Wireless. I'm Dave Altavilla for HotHardware.com. Stop by the site for the full review, and thanks again for stopping by.